FM and HD1 Dallas-Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
An Odyssey sports station.
Driven by our D&M Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on, leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
Woo-wee. Yes, sir. We are here live and local. That's right. No more national stuff. I'm Chris Arnold along with Will Chambers. And in the Pimp Cup, we got Jet. Woo-woo-woo. Jet Nelson's in the Pimp Cup holding things down. Here in North Texas, the weather looks kind of crazy out there, but it's not going to rain. Might be some scattered showers here and there, but it is colder than we expected. We're going to talk about everything in the world of sports that you love to talk about, including football, baseball, basketball, hockey, golf, track, tennis, archery, rodeo, auto racing, horse racing. Movie watching is a sport. We're going to go there, too. Checking on everybody's brackets. It is a Saturday midday, and I always say, you know what? This is a gig economy. Tolo's out there. Let us know what you got going on. We can't thank you enough to let us ride shotgun with you and you and you. 877-881-1053. Let us know what you got going on. Are you out and about? Are you working? Are you running errands? You got the family with you? Are you soloing it? Are you headed out someplace to watch the tournament, the Elite Eight as it transpires? If you're in Fort Worth, welcome to town for the women's tournament. Yeah, they got some action tomorrow. UConn's playing. They played yesterday as well. This was a damn shame. TCU's women's team is in the NCAA tournament, but they're playing in Sacramento tonight. They're not even at home. I wish they were, because there's a lot of people who love women's basketball. They're in Fort Worth right now because, again, whoever wins tomorrow is going to the Final Four. We're talking about the women's Final Four, and that'll be next weekend.
I will say there might be a piece of good luck there because we saw what happened to the men's Houston Cougars.
Exactly.
They were playing in the Toyota Center in Houston.
Exactly.
And then they fall to Illinois. So, I mean, hey, best of luck to the Horned Frogs out there.
Yeah, they might have dodged a bullet. Meanwhile, again, we're going to talk about all the NCAA tournament, the brackets and stuff, but I got to give you a quick couple of headlines here. We're going to be on, me and Will, up until, and by the way, Will's down the hall trying to get up the elevator. As soon as he gets into the elevator, he got stuck on the floor. But as soon as he gets to the microphone, we'll get him on. But for those of you who are wondering about how long we're going to be on the air, we're going to be on the air till 2:30. Then we pass baton to the Rangers pregame show. They're going to play game 2 of their opening day series or opening weekend series with the Phillies in Philadelphia. There's been a major change. Jacob DeGrom is not going to make his start today. I know Ranger fans are clutching their chest and what the hell you mean? What's wrong with his arm? No, it's not his arm. It's his neck. His neck is sort of stiff. The temperatures are kind of dicey in Philadelphia. And the Rangers brass like, you know what? We'll be all right. Hey, we'll be all right. We'll just stick in Jacob Latz. We'll let Latz take this start. He would have been the 5th starter anyway. Latz, you're in. The only thing that, and by the way, there's a possibility that, Jacob DeGrom, if the weather gets a little warmer, he'll pitch maybe tomorrow. But you know what? If they want to keep the rotation the way it is, they'll keep it the way it is, which means Jacob DeGrom will be your starter on your home opener next Friday at Globe Life Field.
Hi.
Well, hello, Will Chambers.
Mind if I join you?
Don't mind it at all. By the way, how was that elevator ride? I was afraid you got stuck in there.
It's good. It's good. It lasted a little longer than I expected.
Well, you hit the ground running and no problem. See, you got to go to the bathroom earlier.
I know.
Those things happen.
I like how you put that because that was news to me on DeGrom and all that. Especially the Northeast. This time of year, the first month, it is super hit or miss, and it can be cold for days, and there is absolutely no reason to put your season on the line with Jacob DeGrom.
No.
If there's some discomfort.
Exactly. No, his neck is kind of sore. Again, it's not the arm. It's his neck. He could get his neck massaged and probably be all right. But like you said, the weather's dicey. There have been times, you've seen it, there'd be snow on the ground when they start of these season openers in March in different parts of the country.
48, by the way.
48 degrees in Philadelphia.
I put it to my equation for golf that if it's below 50, no.
And by the way, it is 57 degrees here in North Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth. Yeah. 57. You couldn't have told me Thursday that we were going to get cold again. I was like, okay, we're down the stretch. There's no way in hell it's going to get cold. Spring is right around the corner.
Thursday
My
was
grass is growing. Got a mower lawn. Yes.
Gorgeous.
By the way, tomorrow it's going to be in the 80s again. This weather today is going to just warm on up. And it's going to get, like, on Monday, it's going to get like 87. April 1st, which is April Fool's Day on Wednesday, it's going to rain. It's going to rain like all over the place, but it'll still be in the 60s and 70s. It'll be in the 70s at the end of the week. So just know that we're basically out of the woods. But last night, you couldn't have told me I wouldn't have had my heat on.
Seriously.
I had my heat on. 877-881-1053. We got some Tolos texting in. Will, let me take care of some of them. The 940 said, whew, finally, the new national radio that they put on is awful. Rather listen to everybody else in that garbage. I'm glad you guys are back on.
Here we go.
Yes.
And it's been a minute.
Yes, it's
nice
been a minute.
to see your
Me
face.
and you, yeah, it's been a minute for you. I was just you and Fred for the last couple of weeks,
yep.
But we're back together again. The 903 says, just finished my day working for Frito-Lay out here in Terrell right now in the Terrell-Kaufman area. Got you down, Mr. Tolo. The 972 says, 90-pound crawfish boil for my 38th birthday is going on right now. And the 254 says, it's noon, y'all. What took you guys so long?
God. You know, you never expect certain things.
Come on.
Yeah.
How come you guys are?
I know.
Well, you know,
of all the days, it's usually, you would think that, the 9 o'clock start would be the one that, gets a little sketchy. But, middle of the day, little inopportune traffic.
It happens. And by the way, just understand, we're here for you. We're like you. We're at the mercy of scheduling. It's almost like TSA. It's almost like you're in the airport. You don't know what might happen. And by the way, we feel for all the TSA employees. DFW and Love Field have not been like dramatic areas where people have been waiting a long time, but still, the TSA staff, they have not been paid since end of January. So props to you guys again. Salute. We can't thank you guys enough for doing what you do. The ones who have been able to make it, we appreciate you. If you have not been able to make it, we understand. There's some TSA people driving Ubers right now. I kid you not. If you work for TSA, 877-881-1053. Text us, let us know how it's going. And by the way, another note, I was talking about DeGrom is not going to pitch today. Latz is. We got some more news about another major franchise in this area.
That's right. A little signing.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay. Because we do have some breaking news as we come to you today.
And that'll be after this. We've got the return of the superstar for the Dallas Stars just in time. Miko is healthy. He did the morning skate today. He's either going to skate tonight or he's going to skate tomorrow night on this road trip.
Couldn't have come at a better time.
Oh, my God. They've been losing. I mean, they've lost 4 in a row. They've lost 5 of the last 6. This is the Stars team that clinched the playoffs. But by the way, if the playoffs were to start today, and they're not, they would take on the Minnesota Wild. But the Dallas Stars, they need all hands on deck, especially the forwards, because everybody has been hurt. Everybody seems to be hurt right now. Thank God Mikko Rantanen's return is coming right now. Because I'm telling you.
Now, I have so many people.
Because Rupe Hintz is still out.
Yeah. And I had somebody asking me the other night, like, what do you think? Is this a big deal? Is this, what's the deal? And I go, I actually equate this to, like at the NBA at this point.
Right.
When it comes to some teams that have streaks or they have droughts. Mm-hmm. And I mean small, because you've got some that are on a heater. Like the Spurs, I'm not putting in that category because we're talking about 25 to 30 games in which you look at them and you're like, holy crap.
Yes.
But I look at it like the Lakers, that's more of a streak.
Yes, because they've won like 11 out of 12, or maybe it's 19 out of 20 right now. All I can tell you is they're rolling.
They are. And
by the way, the Mavericks won last night.
And with that, okay, well, what does it really mean? Well, to me with the Lakers, they're sitting at the 3. They've won at least 9 of their last 10. It doesn't mean that much. No. It doesn't. And that's what I equate with the Stars right now. Like, it's going to be okay.
Okay, so let's make this real quick comparison.
Yeah.
The Stars have been to the Western Conference Finals 3 times in a row. Okay, this is a team that's due for a championship. And by the way, they're built right. The coaching situation is what kind of a lot of people felt like it held them back, and that's why they made the coaching change. But notice this team is built right, and all these guys who are hurt for the Stars are expected to be healthy in time for the playoffs. They're built right. The Lakers, and I said it last year, they're not built right yet.
Right.
They're just not. I don't care how many games they've won in the regular season. The regular season is not a 7-game playoff series where other teams take away your strengths. The Lakers are not deep enough to withstand any kind of a playoff run. Now, you got to pay attention to them, and I'm happy for them and their roster for looking good right now, but it's fool's gold to me.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you got to build around Luka a certain way. And, again, Luka's for real. He scored 40 last night.
Yeah.
But the rest of that team is not built for playoff success. I'm just saying.
I'm saying right now, this is setting up for a huge crash out for the Lakers in the playoffs.
It is.
But I expected them to kind of crash out in the playoffs anyway. It just looks more dramatic because of what they've been doing over the course of the last 2 weeks. The Stars, I think, are going to be okay.
Yes, I do. I totally believe that. Because, again, they're built correctly for a playoff run, and they have been for the last 4 years. But they also have their best players who are these lower body injuries, which they won't say what it is. They're going to be healthy. Miko's back today.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play today, he's definitely playing tomorrow. But he's definitely back. He's healthy. This was so vague about these hockey injuries. When they say lower body, it could be his hip or his toenail. I mean, what the hell?
That's true.
Upper body. Well, it could be a shoulder or it could be an ear. You know what?
No doubt.
But I mentioned Mavericks. Let me throw this in real quick. The Mavericks, they beat Portland. Portland was getting back to 500. Portland's in the playoffs. They've made the playoffs, basically. And the Mavericks, Cooper Flagg. The only drama about the Dallas Mavericks going to be in the they're basically going to be in the lottery. You just don't know where they're going to land. And a lot of people were watching the NCAA March Madness tournament looking at the players that the Mavericks might put together with Cooper Flagg. The only drama about the Mavericks right now is who the hell is going to be foolish enough not to make Cooper Flagg the Rookie of the Year? And by the way, they cannot have a co-Rookie of the Year. It's going to be Knepel or it's going to be Cooper Flagg. It's got to be Cooper Flagg. What it is, I think people are just taking it for granted now. First, they said, he can't possibly be a generational talent before the season starts. It's like he's lived up to it.
Well, the reason why it switched is because Flagg missed some time.
Yes, he did.
And during that time, Knepel's breaking rookie records in 3 points. So it was
just in 3 points. One category. Cooper Flagg has broken generational records.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he only missed like a week. People act like 10 days because you include the All-Star break. People act like Cooper Flagg was out a month, and he wasn't. And then they say, well, Knepel's helping his team win. Well, the Dallas Mavericks are losing because everybody is hurt. Not just Anthony Davis was hurt. For the second year in a row, various key players are hurt. It's good for the Mavericks in the long run because it keeps them in the lottery. But as far as Cooper Flagg's concerned, he's still doing generational things, including last night where I forget what exactly he did, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I got to say one other thing about Cooper Flagg because I mentioned movie watching is sport. Well, I saw this movie a couple of nights ago, and I highly advise you to see it. Jet's going to see it tonight with his wife. It's called Project Hail Mary.
I know of it.
Think Roger Staubach and Drew Pearson. When you think Hail Mary, that means long shot.
This is Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling. Okay, so I saw the movie, and by the way, spoiler alert, I'm not going to tell you anything about this movie. The movie's got 96 approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes with the critics and the audience. Everybody's raving about this movie. I went to see it. It is definitely everything you expect. It's like mind-boggling. I'm not giving anything away.
Is this one to see? Make sure you see it in a theater.
You got to see it. It's not at home yet. You have to see it.
Well, right, but I mean, there's a lot of people will decide, do I have to?
No. You want to see it because of the special effects.
Okay.
You want to grasp it in its entirety. It's like if you got a chance to see this on the best screen possible, IMAX or one of those screen X's or the screens with the chairs.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do all of that. But the box office numbers, this is what's mind-boggling about this. Studios don't like to spend money on new films unless it's like a sequel or an Avenger superhero movie. This is neither of those. And they spent $200 million on this movie, which means they're spending another $200 million on marketing, which means it's got to make $400 million break even.
Yeah.
This movie's already killing the box office. That's showing you how, and all the people who stepped out of it said, this is the most unbelievable movie. This is an amazing movie. I saw this movie, and it is definitely unbelievable. Here's the only thing I'm going to tell you about this movie. There are a couple of scenes in this movie where there's close-ups of Ryan Gosling, and I swear to God he looks like Cooper Flagg. I'm not making it up. And I know he's older than Cooper Flagg. But listen, I put it on Twitter, Mr. Chris Arnold.
Lighting is a thing.
It's not just lighting, it's just his hair.
Yeah,
he got his hair like Cooper Flagg, right? I'm like, what the hell? I put a picture of Cooper Flagg and Ryan Gosling from this film side by side. It's not the whole film. It's just a couple of scenes. I'm like, I'll be damned if he doesn't look just like Cooper Flagg. That's the only thing I'm going to say. It has nothing to do with height, has nothing to do with weight, has nothing to do with anything other than the face.
Okay. I love it, though.
But yeah,
I mean, hey, nothing better than knowing that, like, okay, there's a movie that's got some hype to it. All right, is it?
It lives up to it. Speaking of Cooper Flagg, it's like Cooper Flagg. He lived up to the hype.
Lives up to the hype.
Of the 2-1 Forces. I saw it last week. It's a true masterpiece.
Love it.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, 903 says, I'm not TSA, but my wife was at BWI last night. She spent 5 hours. This is Baltimore?
Oh, my.
Was it Baltimore, Washington? Washington, D.C.? BWI? It's one of the city airports. One of the airports not in Dallas-Fort Worth. BWI. She said she spent 5 hours just to get through. Yeah, Baltimore. That's what I thought. She spent 5 hours just to get through security. Luckily, she made it home. There are a lot of people, like, leaving early. And by the way, woo, like I said, these guys paid.
I have always said this about DFW Airport. Say what you will about what it looks like, and I know it's tough right now with the construction and everything.
Right.
It is hands down the most efficient airport
really
I have ever been.
It really is.
I mean, you got checkpoints.
We've been to all of them.
Yeah, you got checkpoints every few gates. Like, I mean, so many airports. Me, my whole life growing up around CVG in Cincinnati. That's one security area.
Yeah.
One entrance.
Lines out the door. It doesn't make any sense. But again,
that's nuts.
We're kind of, I'm not going to say totally spoiled, but we're blessed to have DFW and Love Field where they got it organized real well. We got a Tolo texting that says outside door dashing today, and it's my mom's 85th birthday.
Happy birthday, Ma.
A 2-time cancer survivor, toughest person I know.
All right.
Props to y'all. And the 817 says, got y'all got Tolos out here grinding on a Saturday. Can't listen to that Westwood one. Oh, I'm glad y'all are here. And another Tolo, we're going to wrap it up with this. We'll get back to you. 903 says, 469 says, now it's Saturday, CA and Will back together again. This is the best radio duo on the fan next to Sean and RJ from Zach and Frisco. Props, Zach.
Appreciate that, Zach.
And appreciate all the Tolos that showed up last night at the Fan After Dark.
Wish I could have.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to be there for that.
Yeah, the cheeseburger place, beers and cheeseburgers. Yeah.
If I wasn't at work, I would have definitely have been there. It's great to be with you all today as we take you up to Rangers baseball at 2:30. Will Chambers, Chris Arnold, with Jet back in the Pimp Cup. It is Elite 8 Saturday. A preview of what we've got today and tomorrow, plus some Cowboys breaking news, all next here on The Fan.
Sean and RJ, the KNC Masterpiece, G-Bag Nation, and Fan After Dark. Live and local. Turn it on and leave it on. 105.3 The Fan. And our Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Sean and RJ here with the greatness of Underdog Fantasy. The tournament is back. The upsets, they're happening. Underdog is the place to get in on all the action. Make picks, win money right here in Texas. Promo code TOLO, boys and girls, when you
your home with quality paint and a worry-free process. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, CertaPro.com.
This segment of The Fan is brought to you by the personal injury lawyers Frankel & Frankel. If you have been injured in a car or truck wreck, call Frankel first, 214-817-333-3333. With Frankel & Frankel, there is never an out-of-pocket cost. They only get paid when you win. Frankel & Frankel, the go-to car truck wreck attorneys in Dallas.
Cowboys making a move
You already did?
on this Saturday.
You already did?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to ask him again because I've never asked him.
Well, Will Chambers, Chris Arnold here with you on this Saturday here on DFW Sports Station. Your home of the Rangers, 105.3 The Fan. If you missed it earlier, CA breaking down that Jacob DeGrom has been scratched from his start today in Philadelphia for Game 2 of the Rangers season. Do not worry. Just a little cool up there, 48 degrees. A little neck soreness, so really no point.
His neck. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. My neck and my back.
Yeah.
I'm going to sue for $150,000. Do you have any idea, Jet Nelson, these references? Okay.
Yeah, I've heard the song.
He's heard
we were discussing, no, not that song. I was doing Friday. But we were,
everybody knows that song.
We were just talking like during the break. Like, I mentioned this a few weeks ago with Fred. Like, do you know who Judd Nelson is?
Judd Nelson.
Because your name is Jet Nelson.
Yep.
And there is a Judd Nelson. Do you
famous
know who
or like?
He's very famous.
Famous.
Mm-hmm. So you're not familiar with his work, are you?
I don't think so.
Okay, he's a famous actor. Back in the 80s, he was doing like the Breakfast Club and stuff like that.
Okay.
St. Elmo's Fire.
Yeah, St. Elmo's Fire. He's back there. He's back there with
he kind of
Emilio
had the longer
Estevez.
hair.
Yeah.
Hair went down to his shoulders.
Yeah.
The brown brunette hair. Yeah.
Rob Lowe, those guys.
He also, do you remember the movie with where he was the cop with Ice-T, I want to say?
Yes. By the way, I was thinking about the Breakfast Club. Don't you forget about me. Because it's Saturday morning, midday.
Hey, I tell you what we can do, and that's forget about Michigan State.
As you walk on by.
And St. John's, Arkansas, and Texas. Boy, we're going to do a little tournament here. Okay. Elite 8 today. Oh, boy, this has been good. These games are really starting to turn out. And to me, the cream is absolutely rising. I don't know where anybody is, obviously with your brackets, but to me, this was one of the easier ones to predict. I'm doing really well in mine. Really? I'm not winning, but yeah.
Okay, how many brackets did you do?
Different things, but I only do one bracket.
Okay, I did 2 brackets this year. I never do 2, but I did 1.
Sheets of integrity. That's what
I haven't done a bracket in like 3 or 4 years because I said, I don't care. And then somebody at the Mavericks office talked me into doing it. So shout out to them for getting me to do the front office bracket.
New Jack City. Thank you.
Yeah, New Jack City. That's right. He was in New Jack City, and so is Chris Rock. He's a drug addict. That movie. But
Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah, that was it. The soundtrack was off the chain.
Yeah,
Teddy Riley stuff. But anyway, where I was going with this was I did a bracket for the Mavericks front office, and I picked Arizona to win. I did a bracket for here at Odyssey, which I'm just losing. I said, Houston's at home in the second round. I know they're going to make it to the second round. Sweet 16, they're going to make it to the Final Four and win the damn thing. I picked Houston.
There's an Odyssey bracket?
Yes, I couldn't believe you're not in it.
I am pissed at Sean. How in the world?
Was winning it up until the Sweet 16.
Yeah, because that's probably why. I didn't hear from Sean.
Keep talking, I'll give you where everybody is on this thing.
Okay, we've been talking about, throughout the season about what I felt were the best teams in college basketball.
Right.
For most of the year, I'm like, it's Arizona and Michigan. Then Duke, as they got into their ACC schedule, went on an absolute tear. And the reason why I was putting them really more so with Arizona, with Michigan right behind, and I was saying like 1 and 1A is because I think Duke is the best defensive team in the country. What they got last night was absolutely incredible from Caleb Foster.
Yes.
It is absolutely remarkable. I thought that they would be the weaker of those 3 by not having Caleb Foster, but they are still very, very good. Arizona is the best team, and they are unbeatable. I have not felt this way since 2015 Kentucky. Now, that team was beaten by Wisconsin in the Final Four. So I would not put anything, outside the realm of possibility. But I'm not sure I have seen a team like this that doesn't have a weakness.
I know.
There's nothing. They can do everything.
Whatever they want. They're that good.
That's
why I picked them in the Mavericks brackets.
You have to score when they don't score. If they go on a little drought, you have to go on a run, and if you don't, you lose.
That's right. Just that simple.
They can shoot it from three, but they don't shoot a lot of threes. They play inside out. All of their guys can create their own shots. They can go down. They can bang it down low, get the and one, which is, you get a few and ones against you. That's like a TKO. Just boom, boom, boom. That hurts. And then they can pull up and hit mid-range. And they play very good defense. I don't know how they get beat. And I don't know why that the committee put they and Michigan on the same side of the bracket.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Are they on the same side?
Yeah. They will face off in the Final Four.
That's right.
If they, both
that's
win.
Right,
if Michigan
one of them would have been playing Houston. Okay. There's two words that describe how Arizona is. Two words. One of them is fungible. Jerry Jones made that famous because it can be anything you want it to be. They're also ubiquitous. Ubiquitous is one of my favorite words.
Not to be confused with Super Sugar Crisp.
Right. Which was a cereal back in the day.
Some
Courvoisier.
Yeah.
But ubiquitous.
If you know. That's old school SNL.
You know. But ubiquitous means you could be as one with all or whatever. And another one is a phrase, Bruce Lee, my favorite athlete of all time, because he's very philosophical and very nonchalant, could kick your ass and you don't even know it. He used to say, be as water, which means you can be adjustable, adaptable. That's what Arizona is. And you know who's real thrilled about this? Jet Terry, because Jet Terry won the national championship with Arizona back in the day.
Did you bring it up? Did you see who's where?
Yeah. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we go. As we stand, with 76 points, we're talking about 76 victories or teams you got correct. Sean Sharif's in first place as we speak. This is the whole Odyssey, Dallas-Fort Worth, so it's not just on air and producers, but I'm going to name you some on air and the producers. Sean Sharif is in first place. Peyton Russell is in fourth place. Kevin Walker, Khaki Kev, he's in fifth place. Brennan Baxter is in ninth place. Alec Medford is in 11th place. Dylan Moore is in 13th place. Weatherman, meteorologist extraordinaire, Dan Brunoff is in 15th place. Let me see here. We got we're going. Everybody says there's a lot of people in here, so let me keep going down. Kevin Hagelin is in 32nd place. Austin York from KRLD is in 32nd place. Some names. RJ Choppy's in 41st place.
I wonder if Choppy...
I'm in 49th place.
And this would not be a shot at Chop, but if he has Tennessee in the Elite Eight, his squad.
Oh, my God.
Because, look...
How about that, Rick
you watch
Barnes?
your own team with an incredibly critical eye. And... that's where I always push back on people. You're like, oh, you're biased. You're a fan. You always think, you think they're going to win. I'm like,
no.
Actually, I'll come up with more reasons why a team will lose. Sometimes I will find the ways that they will win too. I was super bullish on the Bears. I get it, but I watched a lot of Tennessee this year. There was no way I thought that they were going to get to the Elite Eight. I really didn't. Now, Iowa State losing, Josh Jefferson was a big deal. I really thought Virginia was going to get him. Virginia was a pretty damn good team, especially throughout the the ACC tournament and all that. And I thought, I just don't see Tennessee getting past them. They're playing some good ball. Unfortunately for them, they're going up against Michigan, and to me, whoever wins between Arizona and Michigan is going to win this whole damn thing.
By the way, a couple of other names people are familiar with if you Tolo. Zach Wolchuk is in 71st place, and Bobby Belt.
Wolchuk is dead to me.
Is in 74th place. Why is Wolchuk dead to you?
So earlier in the week, and if you were listening to KNC, there was right after Kentucky got smoked by Iowa State. And I don't know if you saw this on your feed too, but I've seen this multiple times of either memes or different like graphs that are showing like that are comparing the Cowboys and Kentucky. Have you seen much of this?
No.
I've seen a lot of it.
Really?
I've never seen this before.
Okay, talking about crazy
now.
Fan bases and all that?
Just about
everything.
Like, overhyped expectations.
Right, hadn't won in a while, that kind of thing.
Exactly. I sent one like in my story, and Hagelin saw it. So Kevin texted me, and he goes, "Hey, I saw your post, and it had me thinking. Can you help me out with this? Here are the teams that I have that are like they have the highest expectations and either fall short or always fall short. The most I've done so, say, like since I think 2000 or whatever. So, and he had a bunch of good ones, and then I threw him some as well. So he ended up having, I think he had Kentucky and the Cowboys in that first round matchup, and I thought he set it up and delivered it brilliantly, better than I would have actually.
But he got you.
And I shouldn't even say actually, but it was great. And so Wolchuk, he was asking the guys, he had nosebleeds on, and he goes, Wolchuk he's like, it's the Cowboys, and I agree, it is the Cowboys because it's been so long, and at least Kentucky has made some Final Fours. It's been a minute.
Century, but at least this century.
Right. And he's like, and he goes, he's like, and let's be honest, outside of Will Chambers, nobody cares about Kentucky. I'm like,
shots fired.
I'm going to punch you in your face.
That was a reverse shout out.
No doubt. Like, what are we doing here?
But speaking of the Cowboys, since you brought them up, you said they made a signing. So this is
thank you
talk
for
about
that.
rabid fan bases. Okay,
Yeah.
This is for the Cowboy fans. Like signing. What?
Yeah. Hey, wait.
Whoa! Stop the presses.
Breaking a little
news.
bit earlier. Cowboys have added to their defense, signing veteran defensive lineman and Jonathan Bullard.
Oh, hell. I thought you were about to say Myles Garrett. Come on.
No.
You hear about that rumor?
$2.5 million deal. He started 6 games last year for New Orleans, the previous 2 years with Minnesota, where he was a full-time starter for them. That's really the only time in his career he has in playing 10 years in the NFL.
So he's a CB. I'm not talking about a cornerback. Camp body.
Yeah.
Camp body.
$2.5 million. That's depth right there.
Did you hear? Yeah, it's depth. Did you hear about the Myles Garrett rumor?
I mean, I saw a headline on it, but it was just like, to me, it was clickbait stuff, so I didn't go into it. But
what was really interesting when it first happened is Sean and RJ got into a nice little conversation about it. They're like, it's not going to happen. But they're talking about the theoreticals. Team building is a sport.
Sure.
Myles Garrett, for those who don't know, Arlington's own, went to Arlington Martin with Fan After Dark's Blake Elliott. Blake used to play pickup basketball with him. They were at the school at the same time. All right, so Myles Garrett, he got his contract restructured by the Cleveland Browns. And he is about a year older than Dak Prescott. But they're like, well, you know what? If you make the trade and trade these draft picks or whatever you need to trade, he and Dak, 3 years from now, Dak and Jerry, they're all going to be retired. So you might as well do it. Now, I'm not saying Sean and RJ were saying this, but this was some theoreticals that Cowboy fans were thinking, like, you might as well push the chips all the way in if you're all in Jerry. It's not going to happen, but it was a fun little exercise if you were thinking, guess what? And I like the way RJ brought it down. He's like, I don't want to do this because you don't want to pay this much for X number of sacks. And they talked about how he broke the sack record where he's got 23 this past season. So they looked at his sacks over the years and at the guys their age in the 30s and how many sacks they get. Dude, he's still going to get 16 sacks every year. That's 16 sacks. But he's not coming here.
Here, I brought this up a few weeks ago, that there's no question you bring in a Myles Garrett and the force multiplier. Been saying it, with the Max Crosby, but it was a Friday night when the Max Crosby deal was made. Subsequently, a couple days later,
hours
taken back. But you can't name me a Super Bowl winner over the last 10 years that have a star pass rusher on the end.
Right.
I mean, you could say Chris Jones, D tackle, Aaron Donald, D tackle.
D tackle.
But you don't have that. You got Myles Garrett,
kind of
Nick Bosa,
TJ Watt a little bit.
TJ Watt, JJ Watt, Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Those are the last ones. If you're looking at Defensive Player of the Years and the big sack guys, guess how many Super Bowls they've been to? Zero. Last year, as great of a season Myles Garrett had, the Browns went 5-12.
Right. Remember he wanted out, and they gave him they money whipped him to stay.
Right.
The bottom line is you haven't really had a big name edge rusher go somewhere since the pandemic. Think about it.
No doubt. Okay. 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow. I think I'm pretty clear. I don't know. Adam in Arlington, you can text in and let me know if I have not been definitive enough on how I feel about Arizona. But where to put your money? Should you bet on Purdue? I'll tell you next on The Fan.
Ready to slim, smooth, and tighten all at once? At Souza Clinic, discover our new all-in-one transformation package combining skin tightening, cellulite reduction, our all-natural weight loss program, and laser that targets stubborn visceral fat, that deep belly fat around your organs. No surgery, just real visible results. Normally valued at $1,900 a month. Now get the complete transformation for just $350 per month. Call Souza Clinic at 972-479-5187 for your free consultation today.
the year, Tex Gala, Thursday, May 7th, on the field at Globe Life. It's a cocktail reception, silent auction, and dinner, followed by an up-close performance by the Zach Brown Band. All proceeds benefit the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation. Get your tickets now at rangers.com/TexGala.
This segment is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. If you're in the market to upgrade your vehicle, get to Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. They're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world 3 years straight. They've got more new Chevys than anyone, all priced to sell. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Together, let's drive, relax, enjoy the difference. Based on new Chevy registrations 2023 through 2025.
If you know, you know.
Jet sounds different, doesn't he?
He does. This is not toxic. This would be Lose Yourself by Eminem. Will Chambers, Chris Arnold here with you. Talk about getting the band back together.
Oh, wait a minute.
The band back together.
That's
we got khaki Kevin Walker back there.
How's it going,
man?
gentlemen?
This is like just
you got Mom
getting
Spaghetti.
nostalgic. Some fan jam vibes here.
Yeah, look at that. So real quick. You got Mom Spaghetti, Eminem, Kevin Walker. What's this about? Toxic.
Yeah.
You and
So
Eric
Caceres,
the fan phenom.
He
what happened?
Dang it.
Was,
do you remember what's his segment called? Do you remember?
It's
Rick Six.
Yeah, Rick Six. Yeah,
Rick
that's
Six.
what it is. That's what it is.
And he had come in. This was the beginning of the tournament, and so
Right.
he put a bracket. He said, "We got 16 of the greatest club bangers since 2000."
okay.
And I had some issues with the seating, but it ultimately came down to Britney Spears' Toxic versus Eminem's Lose Yourself. And I was huge on the Toxic side to a point where my girlfriend was literally pissed at me. She's in Broken Bow right now. She might be listening on the Odyssey app, and shout out to all
just
that
like
are.
that way she handled that snake.
Yeah, man, I love it. It's just like I got a CA cross for Fred Davis here.
Do you know who produced and wrote Toxic for her?
I do not.
Pharrell.
Okay. Wow, I never knew that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it was a whole thing. And by the way, shout out to all you Tolos. 877-881-1053 on the Frankel and Frankel Injury Attorneys fan text. I got some betting tips for you. Also, since we got Kevin in here, definitely get his thoughts on the Elite Eight games today and tomorrow. Before we do so, again, taking you up to Rangers baseball today is there in Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. Jacob DeGrom was scratched today due to neck stiffness. Kennedy Landry, Rangers.com, tweeting out, Jacob DeGrom said he woke up with a stiff neck at 8:22 a.m. He said specifically, and he came to the ballpark early to try to get treatment and hopefully make his start. They decided not to push it. But he feels confident that he will be able to start on this road trip. Now, the Rangers have the Phillies today and tomorrow. On Monday, they travel to Baltimore for a 3-game set before returning home for the season opener at Globe Life against the Cincinnati Reds.
And if they don't change the rotation, in other words, he just doesn't pitch on this road trip, he will be your home opener starter Friday night against those Cincinnati Reds. Jacob DeGrom.
Definitely not going to miss that series. You know me, wanting to, anytime I'm going to get a chance to see Ellie De La Cruz, so we're going to make a little Easter Sunday.
You've been bragging on him. You picked him out way before he started getting all the pub. You were telling me about him way when he first started making some noise.
Yeah, because my dad texted me. He's like, have you seen this guy, this kid?
He's great.
And I was like, I saw a little something. He went on this crazy run in like a 2-week stretch, I want to say, I believe his rookie year. And I was like, oh, my God. And I watched him, and I've talked about this for years. I love athleticism in baseball. And, growing up when we all talked about 5-tool players, that kind of thing, and Ellie is an incredible athlete, and being able to watch him in person, I'm all for it.
Well, Jacob Latz is going to get the start today instead of Jacob DeGrom. And again, DeGrom versus Ellie De La Cruz. Ooh, you know it. That's some baseball.
All right, Elite Eight starts tonight, 5:09 in the South Region in Houston, Texas, the Toyota Center. The 3-seed Illinois Fighting Illini taking on the 9 seed, the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Dun-dun.
Not many people believing Iowa was going to make it as far as they have done, but
isn't that something that Iowa and Iowa State both were in the tournament this
right?
far?
Well, Iowa State was expected to be
but
as good.
Still, it's like one state in the cornfields. You know, you don't really think about Iowa.
Now, Illinois has been really good all year. 27-8. They went 15-6 in the Big Ten.
Can you name the 2 Dallas Maverick greats that played for Illinois? And they both played point guard.
Harp?
Ding, 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 ding. Derek Harper's one.
Okay.
And the other one actually grew up here in Dallas, and I want to say he went to high school at the Colony. And he went to Illinois, and he also won a gold medal, and he played for the Utah Jazz and the Brooklyn Nets, and then the Dallas Mavericks with Dirk. He won a gold medal. He played point guard, and people forget about him all the time. He grew up
Monte
right
Ellis
here.
was not.
No, he's not
point guard,
and he wasn't a point guard.
He was 2 guard.
877-881-1053. I'm telling you, and
that's really bugging me.
I think he took Illinois to the Final Four the last time they went
Under Bruce Weber? Damn.
And the 979 and the 94 got it correct.
Stupid.
D. Will, Darren Williams.
God. Sometimes those
it's hard to remember.
catch
D.
me.
Will was here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he grew up right here. Tolos, appreciate y'all. It's exploding.
Yeah, no doubt.
Basketball.
So, Iowa, had a good season, 24 wins, but they went 12-11 in Big Ten play. And the Big Ten was good this year. Obviously, we all know Michigan's been great. And Nebraska had an incredible season. They were certainly the darlings of the Big Ten. Michigan State, very good basketball team. We saw that last night. The fact that UConn got up by 20, and Dan Hurley said afterwards that he was surprised by the fact that his own squad had got up 20 on Michigan State. But a good enough team, they come back, couldn't fully get there. But, Purdue was the preseason number 1 team in the country.
Yeah.
Wisconsin was good. Ohio State had a pretty good season. It was a pretty deep Big Ten season. And Iowa going 12-11 in it. I think what's fascinating with Iowa is, are they going to be able to score against a team like this with the size that Illinois has? And I don't see it. All the Russians. It's like the Illinois Fighting Russians. You got David Merkovich shooting 53.3% and averaging 16 points over the last 10 games. He's been awesome. Keaton Wagler. And Kevin, I want to get your thoughts on all these. At the moment, we're seeing this as Illinois minus 6.5.
That's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points. I don't see... The problem is
2 possessions.
You got 2 Big Ten teams going against each other. Illinois is a much better team, but I'm going to take Iowa and the points in this one. Kev?
I think this is kind of where we start separating. We're getting closer and closer to the Final Four. I think this is probably where these Cinderella stories are going to come to a close.
I could not agree more. I'm just stuck on this.
Can't let recency bias get here.
Big Ten.
Can't let recency bias get here.
No, it's in conference foes. That is the only reason why I think that this comes down to the final minute.
Yeah, they know each other too well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do. They played each other too many times this year. Whereas Illinois snuck up on Houston.
Right.
And beat Houston at its own game.
Absolutely. So I judge by that you're going to give the points and go with Illinois.
I'm trying to see, and if y'all already mentioned it, then it's on me. Did Illinois and Iowa play this year?
Yes.
Okay, so what was their record this year against each other?
For you. I want to say...
And again, if y'all did say it, then I'm sorry.
We didn't say it on the air. I have to look it up because I know they played each other.
Yeah, so they...
look it up.
They played... It was at Iowa, and Illinois won by 6. And the only matchup they had all season.
Yep. They know each other well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still going to take Illinois in the points.
Me too.
Okay. All right. Mark me down for that. Now, this is the one that everybody's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue and Arizona.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Arizona minus 5.5. And Purdue has had a really, really good season.
Screw you, Purdue. For obvious
They
reasons.
screw your bracket?
No, they screwed Texas.
They ended that Cinderella season.
Which is the only
you think
team
it's
I'm
a push
okay
off?
with.
You think it should have been called?
Look, I'm not here to decipher between all that. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Just sucks.
I like that sentiment.
I
really
don't
do.
care.
Because
I would tell you. I don't care.
I'm watching it.
I got a lot of hate from OU fans that Thursday night, but guess what? They were just salty that Texas was run ruling them. So.
I mean,
baseball, of course.
Yeah. I heard a lot of hate and a lot of, that's a foul in the first half. But, do you call that right then and there? I just didn't think it was enough.
I think that's fair.
I just don't think it was. And if I was objective and if it was Kentucky, I would be so pissed. But I would still think like, man, when do we ever get the breaks? Right? It only feels like one college team always gets the breaks. And it's Duke. Duke always gets that call. If that was Duke in Texas's role,
yeah,
Duke gets the call, right?
You know it. So what's the point spread?
It's 5.5, and Arizona's going to win this easily.
I'm going to say this.
They are.
Arizona, BTA.
Yeah, probably.
Just that simple.
And Purdue's a 2 seed.
I know.
And it's going to be BTA.
Are we thinking double digits here?
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm going to say double digits. Can I do a quick little shout out because we're about to bump up against the clock?
By the way, we'll do Sunday a little bit later and also thoughts on who's the next coach at North Carolina, or at least who it should be.
Let me mention this. Tonight at 7:30, I believe, it's the TCU women taking on Virginia. And this is in Sacramento.
Speaking of Texas
TCU
today,
women.
by the way. Hey, you looking at me? It's you and I today.
Texas versus Kentucky, 3 o'clock. Channel 8. Women.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, TCU at 7:30, Texas versus Kentucky at 3 o'clock, and Oklahoma's taking on South Carolina at 5 o'clock.
All right.
Sorry, Will Chambers. That's going to be a loss for you.
It probably is. It probably is. All right.
And Fort Worth, you're off tonight. Tomorrow you got UConn versus Notre Dame.
Might have considered it if I was actually staying in town, or if they actually come here, because I knew that Fort Worth was going to get a regional, and I was like, if Kentucky does come down here, I'll probably go. Not to be the case. All right, we'll open up hour number 2 as we take it at 2:30 today here on The Fan. And Rangers baseball as they take on Philadelphia. Coming up as we open up the hour with the worst driver ever. Next.
Tolo means turn it on and
rivers, fishing, wildlife, scenery, and the best golf you're going to play. I promise you. If you're a golfer, it's the ultimate guys trip. KaylordGolfMecca.com. 16 courses, stay and play packages. Available online. KaylordGolfMecca.com.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD-FM and HD1, Dallas-Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
An Odyssey sports station.
Driven by our D&M Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on, leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
Keeping it going on this Saturday afternoon. Will Chambers, Chris Arnold, that's the man in 3 Hall of Fames, planting that flag. Khaki Kevin Walker is back in the Pimp Cup, and appreciate you hanging here with us on your home of the Rangers and Dallas Cowboys. 105.3 The Fan. Rangers baseball today as they take on the Philadelphia Phillies. We will take you right up to pregame coverage at 2:30. Jacob DeGrom was a scratch today. He woke up this morning with stiffness in his neck, according to Kennedy Landry, and they're just being a little cautious.
Yep. Jacob Lance is going to take a spot.
So, and they do believe that he will be able to get a start in on this road trip.
Yeah,
so everything is cool.
He could.
First thought yesterday, the big news coming down, even though we had Sweet 16 games going on, now with the Elite 8 today and tomorrow, was that Tiger Woods was in a car accident, one in which his vehicle was turned over. And at this point, there was nothing in the notification or anything that said, about DUI or suspicion of DUI.
Yeah, it just said, whoa, his car flipped.
And my first thought, and I don't know if any of you else are with me, is, my God, this guy sucks at driving.
Take his keys.
What in the... My 16-year-old niece, driving? Madison, is probably a better driver than Tiger Woods.
My first reaction was, again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
it's
goodness.
Like, man, first he falls off a mountain in L.A., and then before that, let's see, his first wife was chasing a golf club. Oh, yeah, DUI in Florida. It's like, wait a minute, he does not need to be behind the wheel. And again, we weren't even thinking DUI.
Get a driver.
Yes. Well, he's got one in his bag.
Yeah. Maybe multiple. But he was ultimately arrested on suspicion of DUI on Friday in Jupiter, Florida. Sheriff said Woods was driving a Land Rover northbound on South Beach Road at a high speed when he attempted to pass a truck that was hauling a pressure cleaner, which had slowed down to turn into a driveway. Mm-hmm. So Woods tried to,
get around him.
Hurry up and swerve around him, but he clipped the back of the trailer
and flipped
on its side.
Nobody got hurt. They said even Tiger was not hurt.
Yeah.
He climbed out of the passenger side because the driver's side was laying on the ground. So he climbed out of, like he's climbing out of the top of a submarine. The passenger side, and they said he just seemed out of it.
Right.
But he wouldn't take a breathalyzer.
No, he did do a breathalyzer.
But I'm saying, he didn't do it on the spot. He did it back at the police station, because they took him to the police station, and he passed. It was 0.
Yeah, hold on, let me see what they...
Because I was listening to the police guy give the statement afterwards. He did a little press conference, and he said he seemed out of it, and so we took him back to the station, and he passed the breathalyzer.
Yeah, they did some in-depth roadside tests. Took him to Martin County Jail, where the breathalyzer didn't show signs of alcohol.
Yeah, 0.
So then he refused to submit a urinalysis, and likely meaning that he was taking his back medication. In fact...
Wait, slow down, because that's important.
Yeah, he would talked about this with the officers that he, had surgeries. They talked about it at their press conference there that, that they had taken that into account, and he talked about it there on the scene. So
in other words, he wasn't on Molly.
Yeah, he is cooperative, but he was not trying to incriminate himself, so he was careful in what he said and didn't say, and this according to the Martin County Sheriff. All right. Since then, fallout. And I want to caution people, or I don't really want to caution. I'm just going to display my own caution.
Okay.
And how I want to talk about this.
Okay.
And then also, I want to make it clear that I am not trying to make any kind of excuses whatsoever. But, ESPN's Jeff Darlington was on, Mark Schlabach was on, and they're just reporting, on what they're hearing, talking to their sources, people in and around the PGA Tour, on how they feel about what is going on. And their reaction to what had happened. And a lot of it was to one of somebody that has a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I go, maybe, but I don't want to swim in those waters definitively because, one, remember when the DUI he got years ago was late at night and it was on, he had taken an Ambien.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you all have heard stories or like side effects of Ambien where like you're essentially like blacked out and like people sleepwalk.
That's what people take when they have problems sleeping.
Right.
I know a girl that she said, I would just bite an Ambien. I said, you'd bite an Ambien?
Yeah.
Because she said, I don't need the whole thing because it's powerful.
It's really powerful. But sometimes, and what would be called an adverse effect would be that you're awake without knowing you're awake and sleepwalking and stuff like that. Again, this is not an excuse.
Right, you're just explaining.
But we're not talking about somebody that's getting loaded and, whipping cars around.
Right.
And this was right around, I believe, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it was in the afternoon.
And there was
Sunny
no
weather.
alcohol. And I thought, okay, let's just say possibly that he's trying to come back from back surgeries and all kinds of other stuff, and sure, he's prescribed pain medication. Could he have an addiction or a problem with pain medication? Maybe. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Or, sometimes, and anybody knows this, that is coming off surgery or, injuries in which they are taking certain medications, muscle relaxers, that if you don't eat or you don't eat enough and you take it, you're loopier than you expect.
Mm-hmm.
Could that have been it too? It could have.
Could have.
Yeah. So when I was hearing all of this of people worried about, whether he's in this dark place or he's got these, serious problems.
Oh,
it may be, but maybe not.
Yeah, 469 is saying what a lot of people were thinking. He says 469 says, I'm scared we're starting to see another Michael Jackson situation because after Michael got his hair burned on that Pepsi commercial, he got hooked on painkillers. And
it's
you're
possible.
Saying, it's possible, but you're saying it might not be that. It might be these are isolated incidents because it's not happening all in the same calendar year. It's happening over time, different incidents, as opposed to, in other words, is this an incident as opposed to an issue?
Right.
And what's interesting about this, you were mentioning, like, if you take these things by themselves, okay, there is a person in my family. She's older. She's a senior. She took this flight with some family members from Dallas to New York. I get a phone call, and they said, we had to put on we having problems getting her off the plane. She had taken some muscle relaxers on a flight. She didn't know any better. She's in her 80s. But she took the muscle relaxers, and they thought she was out and I mean, they were
gone.
Flight attendants, they didn't know what to do because she was not responding during the flight. The plane lands, she comes to, they put her in a wheelchair, and they told her, you bet not ever take a muscle relaxer. She said, but I always take a muscle relaxer when I'm stressed, but not on a plane. So here's Tiger, and we're not giving excuses, we're just saying possible scenarios, right?
Right.
He's not too far from his house. This is a 2-lane road because it's one on one side, one lane on each side.
Yes.
And this truck is going a little slow. He decides he's going to pass it. And he clips the back of it and flips his. Next thing you know, we got a situation.
Right. Because he's, a little, the medication made him groggy.
Yep.
Should you be, now, in some of these medications, they all of them actually say to be careful or on operating a motor vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. They always say that. The 817 says Tiger Woods was also on his medication and addicted when this happened after he broke his leg in California and rolled over his car. They said he had Percocet eyes. This is just the 817 saying that. And then another 817 says, my best friend is a chemical dependency counselor. And he says that the opioid epidemic has never died off. It's still a pandemic at pandemic levels, FYI. Another Tolo is texted in and says, I've had 9 surgeries. And you aren't wrong. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's not he doesn't mean that he's hooked on
I know,
pills.
because that's what a lot of these headlines say. Sports Illustrated, another car crash. Tiger Woods must face the hard truth. He is an addict.
It's possible, but
yeah, I'm not sure we know that.
We don't know that.
I mean, from my memory, I don't remember Tiger coming forward or other people saying that, that he had a problem and he addressed it and all that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on that, because we can all make an assumption when this happens that, he's addicted. Well, I personally will hesitate to jump to that conclusion. That's all I'll say.
Okay, 817 says, I believe the officer at the press conference, that's the one I was watching, Will. He said, I believe that officer at the press conference said he blew a 000
No,
on the
wait, hold on.
breathalyzer.
Let me, all right, I just looked it up. He did check himself in the rehab back in 2020.
Yeah, that was after California.
The painkillers.
Yeah,
okay.
painkillers. Okay, so 817 says, I believe the officer at the press conference said that Tiger blew a 000 on the breathalyzer, but then the follow-up question was asked, will we know what he was
on? Yeah,
on?
They said no.
No.
Right. No, we won't.
Another one, Tello just said that if this is definitely an issue because if he gets a third DUI, he got to go to jail.
Yeah.
Time.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I just, all right, so to be clear, I see it now. 2020, checked into a rehab facility in Jupiter for addicted to prescription painkillers. If you have that in your background, doctors are very hesitant to give you certain things. So let's say it was painkillers. Then I'd be like, okay, then we've got a problem.
Yes, it's easy.
But it could be some other things that they're using to help with, the pain of what, as he was talking about it as late as earlier this week, right? When he was, playing the TGL, and that it was, he has his good days and he has his days where it's hard to move. And it might be one of those days where it was hard to move and took something and clipped a trailer, and here we are.
I'm going to say this. There are people who have addictive personalities and there are people who don't.
Yeah.
And the same medication might not do anything for anybody who doesn't have an addictive personality, but you know what? I'm fine. I feel better today. But somebody who has an addictive personality, they might want to stay in that condition even though they're not in major pain. And that's what you don't know about individuals. Only their doctor would know. So, yeah, this is a dicey situation. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for all the people involved. And, again, I feel bad that his injuries have made him have to take pills.
No doubt about it. I mean, this has been a really tough road, just health-wise, for him over the course of the last several years. It started, with the knee back in, 2000 and...
Yeah, that's when he did the Navy. First of all, he was on the golf course,
Yeah.
But he started training with the Navy SEALs. And it's like, dude, because he needed some more competitiveness.
Right.
He was already dominating the golf course. So he said, you know what, I'm going to train with the Navy SEALs, and got all jacked up. And then all of a sudden he was out there on the golf course. Was the U.S. Open when he was hopping on
US
one
Open.
leg.
Yeah, and that playoff against Rocco Mediate.
I was just that was such riveting golf. I was like, oh my God. You could see the blood on his knee coming through his pants. It was like, look at Tiger.
Damn.
By the way, I went down a rabbit hole and looked at his neighborhood. You go down to Google and you say, who lives in Jupiter, Florida? Michael Jordan lives down the street from him. And then they have aerial views of the homes. Rory McIlroy got a place right
corner. Jupiter is...
That's the home of golf players.
Yes. Ooh,
it's like Jupiter, Florida, and Dallas, Texas.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, those are the two...
Oh, yeah, golfers. Scotty Scheffler and Jordan Spieth and all that, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Michael Jordan right there.
Anything that comes across on Tiger, as we're here till 2:30, we'll let you know. We'll bring it over to you. All right. The news earlier on Jacob DeGrom. We'll get into some Rangers as they will have first pitch today at 3:05. Pregame coverage starting right here at 2:30. What we've seen the first few days in Major League Baseball. That's next here on The Fan.
The more time you give, the more
So you'll find the highest quality options at every price point. With our flexible financing options, driving off in your dream truck has never been easier. Come see us at our showroom or browse the latest inventory at eastdallasdiesel.com. East Dallas Diesel, where custom comes standard.
This segment is brought to you by the Frankels. If you get injured in a car or truck wreck, call Frankel first, 214 or 817-333-3333. With Frankel and Frankel, there is never an out-of-pocket cost. They only get paid when you win. Frankel and Frankel, the go-to for car and truck wreck attorneys in Dallas.
Thank you, Kevin. Alongside the three-time Hall of Famer Chris Arnold, I'm Will Chambers. Great to have you with us. I was just seeing, I've sent something by a friend out there listening, that President Trump had weighed in. I love Tiger, just showing support for a very close friend. He's got some difficulties. There was an accident, and that's all I know. A very close friend of mine. He's an amazing person, amazing man, but some difficulties. So that was the president on that, because he's who's he dating?
Donald Trump Jr.'s wife, ex-wife.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I can't keep it all straight anymore. I don't know.
And her daughter is
Good
on
golfer.
the LPGA Tour.
Yeah.
And her daughter looks just like Ivanka.
No kidding.
The granddaughter.
Or Melania. Which one?
No.
Ivanka? Okay.
Yeah, Ivanka.
Yeah. The first.
Yes. No, not the first. The daughter. Jared Kushner's wife.
Oh, okay.
Jared Kushner's wife.
I don't pay any attention to them anyway. I don't know. Rangers, Phillies today. We're leading up to pregame coverage. Your starting lineup goes as follows with Brandon Nimmo in the leadoff position in right field. Wyatt Langford is in the 2 spot, followed by Corey Seager and Jake Berger. Your designated hitter is Jock or Jock Peterson. Depends on what nationality you are.
About to be Yuck Peterson.
Ooh, ouch. Josh Smith, followed by Josh Young. 7, 8, and 9, Evan Carter. 7 and 8 is Evan Carter and Danny Jansen. Jacob Latz again getting the start today as Jacob DeGrom was scratched, had some neck stiffness this morning. Mm-hmm. It's 48 degrees in Philly. They're like,
there's no reason. No, just save him. By the way, Khaki Kev, I'm going to give you major props because you play a hell of a baseball park organ.
Yeah, I did this one at home, recorded it, and brought it just for y'all.
That's great.
Yes, it just gets you in the mood.
So,
by the way, got a Tolo texting in from the 469. That's for you, Will. It says, Fan Jam, bringing back the heat and the sunshine, please. Missed you guys last night at the Fan After Dark's Cold Beers and Cheeseburgers remote. Will, I was representing the Bears.
Hell yeah. Is that Scott?
Yeah.
Scott Sanger, I bet.
S. Yep. Had my Bears colors on. That's a Scott SNS.
Right on. ESPN, and in particular, Bradford Doolittle, which again...
Dr. Doolittle?
I mean, if you could come up with a fictional character to play a baseball writer in the 1910s, could you come up with a better name for that character than Bradford Doolittle?
He's definitely got a fedora with the press.
Absolutely.
on the side.
Hey,
yeah.
Right, guys.
Hey, here we go. Here we go. I've got your World Series contender tiers. And he does. Yesterday. There is one team in Tier 1, and that is the Dodgers. Now,
who look like the Dodgers when they open the season.
And then 3 tiers below them is everyone else.
Seriously. They're coming off back-to-back World Series. To me, makes me feel like, man, no team in National League history has won
a three-peat.
Yeah.
But that's what their goal is.
And Dave Roberts said this is the best team that he's had.
Better than the other two. Here's the other thing. They did a nationwide vote. We got an email. You know how odds makers do these votes. They asked the public in all 50 states who's going to win the World Series. There were 49 states that said the Dodgers.
And what, California wasn't one of them?
Yeah, they were one of them.
Okay.
But there was one state that wasn't, and guess who they picked?
The Yankees.
Ding, 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 ding. And the state was
New York.
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, from the outset, that's what it looks like. You know, that's going to be likely the World Series, or at least what they look like on paper. The Yankees got hit with the injury bug, pretty early last year. So they're going to get Garrett Cole back in May-ish? And then once they do, that's pretty good. The Dodgers, they have their issue last year was their bullpen. And they went out and got, one of the best closers in the game, Edwin Diaz. So they got the new, did they not have an in-house trumpet guy to play at Dodger Stadium?
I think
they did.
I want to say
that place was going bonkers. Anyway, okay, so we're going to get to where the Rangers are in this. Tier 2, according to Bradford Doolittle.
Yeah.
Their time could be now. What is the team that is at the top of that list? And it's not the Yankees.
This could be there now?
Their time could be now.
Their time could
Cubs.
be now.
No.
Toronto?
They're in this tier, but they're not the number 2 because he's got them ranked.
Okay. Toronto?
No.
Don't say Seattle.
Seattle is actually in this tier, but they are 5th. The Cubs were 8th behind the Tigers and the Yankees.
Where's Toronto?
The Toronto is at 9, just behind the Cubs.
Huh.
Still in this tier, their time could be now.
Don't say San Diego.
No, it's the Mets. Man alive. Seriously, going back to KNC and that bracket that Kevin had come up with on the most
Marcus
disappointed.
Semien now.
Yeah.
Marcus Semien,
most overhyped teams to just absolutely
Yankees
disappoint.
And Mets.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they got
Marcus Semien now.
Yeah. The Mets have retooled the roster toward better balance between offense and defense.
No pitching.
Yeah. They ranked 5th in weighted runs created last season. That's a marker for an elite offense. So, yeah, the pitching. There you go. But I was surprised to see them at 2, and then it's the Phillies, the Braves, then, like I said, Mariners,
Braves
Yankees, Tigers, Cubs, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Orioles.
The O's who always don't do it.
Let everybody know we back up. Yeah, we'll see. The Rangers will see them next week. And then the Astros. So then that gets you to tier 3.
The Astros are where?
In the bottom of tier 2.
Ain't no way in hell.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
They didn't see him play the Angels, I guess.
Correct.
He said, Astros missed the playoffs for the first time since 2015, but still won 87 games last season. Their dynastic run peaked at 201 degrees. He does this by degrees. I don't want to take all the time to go into that, but that's likely to continue. Well, here, I'll get through a little bit of that. Their pivotal number is 430. Think of it like this. If the Astros get the version of Yordan Alvarez they had in 2022 to 2024, Yordan. As compared to the one they had in 2025, that becomes one of the biggest acquisitions of the offseason. So his games column is obviously key, but the return of Alvarez's slugging percentage would be a quick indicator that he's back. So that's what they're looking at, the slugging percentage for Yordan Alvarez.
We got a couple of Tolos weighing in. The 940 says, I've always loved baseball, but the Dodgers have honestly took the fun out of it. The financial advantage they have is kind of messed up, but it's the Major League Baseball's fault, not theirs. And then we got another Tolo from the 214 says, it kind of hurts a bit to see Adolis Garcia playing for the Phillies.
Yeah.
El
I know. I'm of two thoughts when it comes to that with the Dodgers, because I don't like to see such a gap between the rich teams and the poor teams.
Correct.
There was a Kyle Schwarber talked about this a few weeks ago where he was interviewed, and he said the reason why he turned down the Reds was because even though the Reds offered him a ton of money, that he knew if they did, they wouldn't be able to go out and spend on other players. So they wouldn't be able to put other players around him. That's not good.
Right.
But the flip side of that coin to me is
the Dodgers.
They're spending. It's not like they're like making all this money and then pocketing it.
They're spending it.
They're spending. If you're a Dodgers fan, you got to be like, well, yeah,
this
okay.
This is what the Cowboy fans want Jerry to do.
Yeah, but it's just tough with a cap.
Yeah, that's why they're going to go on strike, right?
Yeah.
They need a cap in baseball. But what will it be?
Number 3 from Bradford Doolittle. Of the World Series contending tiers in Major League Baseball. Tier 3 is we're saying they have a chance.
Wait a minute. What's this guy's name again?
Bradford Doolittle.
Does he work for the Daily Planet?
Probably. Probably. Or at least he did at some point.
He lives in Metropolis.
Before he went to ESPN. That's where he was. The odds look stacked against these teams in terms of immediate title contention, but a playoff berth is in play, so anything can happen.
San Diego.
The Giants are first. This starts at the 13th team.
I should have said it.
That's followed by the Milwaukee Brewers, who were coming off a fantastic season a year ago.
If the Boston Red Sox are in this one?
The Red Sox are in the tier prior. They're the number 10 team.
Number 10 and the second tier. Gotcha.
In this third tier would give me the Kansas City Royals.
The Kansas City Royals are just behind San Diego in this tier. San Diego is 16. Kansas City is 17. I mentioned the Giants and then the Brewers, and that's at 13 and 14 with the Padres at 16. It just so happens that ahead of the Padres and the Royals at number 15 in Tier 3 are your Texas Rangers.
Whoa! Wait a minute. A team that finished 81 and 81 last year is going to make a leap?
Well, according to Bradford Doolittle, a pair of mediocre seasons has kept the Rangers' temperature in the hot range after their 100-degree record high achieved by winning the 2023 World Series. But the trend has been in the wrong direction for 2 straight seasons. Texas has a nice mix of veterans and young players, a new manager, and a new offensive philosophy. Still, it feels like the general direction of this temperature could go either way. It's a big season for the Rangers. The pivotal number for this squad, according to Doolittle, is 83. According to StatCast, that was Globe Life Field's one-year factor for scoring based on last season. That tied notoriously stingy T-Mobile Park in Seattle for the lowest in baseball. In 2024, that number was 90, and the year before that, when the Rangers won the World Series, it was 112, the third highest in the majors. I have no idea what this number even means. Last season, the Rangers finished 26 in OPS, but led the majors with a 3.47 ERA.
Pitching dominance.
So an all-pitch, no-hit roster, really?
But here's the deal. I think they can hit. I just want them to get a closer at the trade deadline like they did in 2023. Chapman was good. I'm not going to say he was great, but he was good, and it solidified your bullpen. If they can do something like that, give me a name that strikes fear in the hearts of the lineups that they're going to face in the second half of the season. If you give me that, I like where Doolittle's going with it. Did he type that up on his typewriter?
I probably did.
You know, with a name like Bradford Doolittle, I'm sure he's not huge on innovation, and he is taking some shots here at Globe Life Field.
Does he have a press card in his hat?
So he said, no one understands what the heck is going on with that ballpark. Because again, that number was a StatCast number based on scoring, and it was, the lowest in baseball with Seattle and T-Mobile Park. So the Rangers were tasked with retooling their roster and style of play based on evaluations made ever more complicated by the bizarro ballpark.
So that's what they're blaming it on.
But I feel like what CA said kind of backs that up.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a hitter's ballpark, you have a pitcher's ballpark, you already have a good starting rotation, get a closer. If you know you can only score 3 runs every night, well, how about you back up your starting rotation with a dominant closer that only allows the team to score 2 runs?
That's what I'm saying.
I like it.
Because I don't trust the offense. Not with all the injuries that they have.
I know. Because we felt last year like, God, you got to feel like it's the bounce back. And then it wasn't a bounce back.
Right. You kept saying, well, Josh Allen's going to bounce back. Well, wait a minute. Corey Seager's not going to get hurt. Oh, wait a minute. And the one who was pressing was Adolis Garcia trying to carry the load. It was all in his mind.
If you're curious who else is in Tier 3 of, hey, they could make the playoffs, so anything could happen. Arizona, Pittsburgh, Tampa, the Athletics, which... their name is the Athletics. That's it. The Cincinnati Reds, they close that out. Everybody else, wait till next year. That's the Twins, Guardians, Marlins, Cardinals. Never going to buy that. Sorry, Bradford Doolittle. I don't care if they on paper have the worst looking roster in the history of baseball. They find a way to win all the time. They're the Duke of Major League Baseball. Tier 5, 2 years away. Angels, White Sox, Nats, Rockies. I don't know. Did you see
the Angels?
Mike Trout
opening some eyes. I won't lie.
I mean, look, it's only a couple games in, but
he's on
Mike
pace for
Trout
162 home runs.
Yeah, he's batting 660. I mean,
So Doolittle ran this past Perry White, and he approved it, huh?
Yeah, Perry White. Very good, very good. Jacob Latz on the bump today. For your Rangers, we'll give way to them.
Well, I want to see the pictures from Jimmy Olsen.
2:30. All right, who the Cowboys should avoid? 5 buyer beware prospects in this draft.
Stay away.
It's next year on the Fan.
You follow here, Tolos, and I am a proud Serta Pro.
Save even more with Price Cut. H-E-B, another reason why here, everything's better.
Join the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation for its biggest fundraiser of the year, Tex Gala, Thursday, May 7th on the field at Globe Life. It's a cocktail reception, silent auction, and dinner, followed by an up-close performance by the Zach Brown Band. All proceeds benefit the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation. Get your tickets now at rangers.com/Tex Gala.
This segment is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. If you're in the market to upgrade your vehicle, get to Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. They're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world 3 years straight. They've got more new Chevys than anyone, all priced to sell. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Together, let's drive, relax, enjoy the difference. Based on new Chevy registrations 2023 through 2025.
Got another update on Jacob DeGrom as we welcome you back in on this Elite 8 Saturday here on 105.3 The Fan, alongside the three-time Hall of Famer Chris Arnold, Will Chambers, and Khaki Kevin Walker. A little fan jam reunion here on this Saturday before we get to the Cowboys and the buyer beware prospects in the first round. Cowboys, this is the year that you cannot miss on the first-round picks that they have in the draft. But Skip Schumacher noting today that with Jacob DeGrom being scratched due to waking up with a stiff neck in a very chilly Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 48 degrees there. So they just they didn't want to push it. They said that he could start Tuesday, maybe Wednesday against Baltimore, which means that would wouldn't be available to start, at least for the home opener on Friday.
Okay, so
against Cincinnati.
You said Tuesday or Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at this starting rotation for the Rangers as it is then. If you've got Jacob Latz, doing a spot start today. Tomorrow, they have scheduled Mackenzie Gore. He's your number 3 starter. Monday, in Baltimore, you would think it's the number 4 starter, Jack Leiter, but it's not going to be Jack Leiter, according to Evan Grant. It's going to be Kumar Rocker. Kumar Rocker is switching with Jack Leiter, and and I'll explain why in just a second here. This is not just for this one start on Monday. It's going to be for a little while. And let me explain why. First, if Kumar Rocker is starting on Monday, that means Jack Leiter is going to miss or get bumped back for DeGrom, for Jacob DeGrom, if he starts on Tuesday. See what I'm saying? If it's Wednesday, Leiter's going to start on Tuesday, but then you push back Nathan Eovaldi to the home opener at Globe Life Field on Friday, because Nathan Eovaldi was going to do the game 3 in Cincinnati. That would be Cincinnati's home opener. Okay, you got 2 in Baltimore, then you got Cincinnati on April the 3rd. So where am I going with this Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter? The reason, according to Evan Grant, that they're switching them around from number 4 to 5 is because Kumar Rocker can't stop any base runners from stealing. Okay? Seattle is the team that gives all of baseball a problem with base stealing. They rank 4th in the majors with 164 steals. In his brief career, Kumar Rocker, this is crazy. Runners are 12 for 12 stealing against him. 12 for 12.
That's not good.
He can't get anybody out on the base pass. So they're going to play Seattle 2 series in April. And they're juggling Rocker and Leiter. And by the way, those guys are best friends from back in the day in college, Vanderbilt. Because they don't want Rocker to have to deal with Seattle. So they're hiding Rocker from Seattle. But back to DeGrom, if he starts Tuesday, it's going to be for Leiter. If he starts Wednesday, it's going to be for Eovaldi. And if he starts Wednesday for Eovaldi's going to be the home opener.
All right.
Next Friday.
Thank you very much.
Now you
so you're up to date on the Rangers. Again, Jacob Latz today, right, taking the hill. Pre-game coverage starting a little less than an hour from now at 2:30. All right. Just got this sent over from Kevin. Former Texas Tech and Utah State wide receiver and Southlake Carroll's own Brady Boyd has been invited to visit the Cowboys for, quote, Dallas Day. You know, when they bring it, was it 30?
Some
30
prospects.
Yeah. I think it's 30. I think it's the number they do every year.
But you know who else is going there?
Yeah. Emmett's kid.
EJ.
Yeah. He's also generated interest from multiple other teams since his impressive performance at Red Raiders Pro Day, in which he ran a 4.38 unofficial 40. Had 743 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns last season at Utah State, previously at Minnesota and Tech prior to that year. So just, stick that feather in your cap. Reading this morning from Blogging the Boys, and they had 5 buyer beware prospects in the first round for the Cowboys. And I love these because if I'm the Cowboys, I want no interest in a couple of these guys.
Okay.
Because you just can't keep doing this over and over and hoping that you're going to, swing for the fences. You're going to go all Adam Dunn. You're striking out or hitting a home run. This is the year that you got to hit because you've got an offense good enough to take you to a Super Bowl. You got to get the other pieces around it. The first one here, and this is one, a lot of these guys obviously have been, talked about a lot.
Buyer beware.
G-Bag, and, everything they're going through.
Don't do it.
Jermod McCoy, the Tennessee cornerback. And again, a novice. I'm not looking at film. I'm not doing all this. I will yield to Wolchuk, Broadus, and how about Dawson this year? Stepping into those waters. He did not play in 2025. I know that he's still considered one of the best cornerback prospects, maybe one of the best. I mean, you just did it last year with Siobhan Revell. Now, that was a little different, being in the third round and all that. But are you going to use your first-round pick on a guy that missed an entire season because of injury?
Nope. Not 2 years in a row.
No, thank you.
Nope.
Number 2 on this list is Auburn's Keldrick Falk, one of the more intriguing edge prospects in the draft class. Checks all the boxes as far as all the tangible, height, weight, length, athleticism. Production didn't really match that in his time at Auburn.
Are you questioning his motor?
No, what is the big thing that the one thing that was a big knock on Micah Parsons on his way out the last few seasons was, as incredible as he was, where did you see the production from him in the second half of the season or in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. He ran out of gas.
If that is what it is, but either way, but he is just 20.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Mike.
So I'm not totally out on that, but
yeah, but buyer beware.
Buyer beware.
Might run out of gas. Mike is not going to run out of gas this year for Green Bay. You know why? He's going to miss the first month. They said he will not be ready the first month of the season. So therefore, he's only going to play about, 13 games.
Yeah.
And therefore, he should not run out of gas.
Here is another one that I am dead out on. Miami's Akeem Mesidor. I mean, talented dude.
What does he do?
He's an edge. But lots of injury with his feet.
Ooh, no.
He's 25 years old, too. So he's a little bit older, but a lot of feet injuries. That's a no.
Nope. No can do. I can't go for that. No.
The fourth
no can do
buyer beware prospect in the first round for the Cowboys with Blogging the Boys, which, by the way, it's not just them as a collective. It would be Brian Martin. Is Clemson's defensive tackle Peter Woods. Flashes a first-round talent, but not the consistency to make him a lock, making him a buyer beware prospect.
Well, we got Sam Williams. We don't need that. And the reason I say that, because Sam Williams flashes. And he's here. He's coming back for one more year. It's on a one-year deal, and he can flash again.
Last time the Cowboys selected a defensive tackle, they really knocked it out of the park with Mozzie Smith.
Shots fired.
The last one here, before I get into a mock that has the Cowboys getting an absolute steal at pick number 12, is linebacker C.J. Allen from Georgia. If you go by film alone, Allen is one of the better linebacker prospects in the entire draft class. But he didn't do it. He didn't do himself any favors skipping all athletic testing at the combine and again at his pro day. He did some position drills at his pro day, but skipped the athletic testing.
What is he hiding?
Maybe to hide some deficiencies as a potential first-round selection. I would just be worried about how he operates a motor vehicle. That's it.
Oh, no, you didn't go there.
That's
He's
all
not
I'm worried
racing
about.
people.
Did you see what NFL.com's Bucky Brooks has in his latest mock draft?
I like Bucky. What do he have?
He has the Browns, Saints, and Chiefs all selecting ahead of the Cowboys taking offensive players. That leads to a fall of one of my favorite players in the draft being selected by the Cowboys at number 12 would be Miami's Reuben Bain Jr.
Reuben Bain, he was at the Mavericks game about 2 weeks ago, sitting over there with Micah.
How about that?
I think he's the new client.
That's good stuff.
Do you think Micah told him not to negotiate his contract on his own?
I don't know. Be interesting to see what kind of advice Micah would be giving for such things.
Speaking of basketball and Cowboys, former Cowboys, possible Cowboys at games and stuff, you guys are fully aware that Jake Ferguson, the Cowboys tight end, who his fiance is, right?
Yes.
When the
is it Cavender or Callender?
Cavender.
He's engaged to one of the Cavender twins.
I like Jake.
Engaged. Yeah, Jake's my guy. Jake is my guy. He's cool to death. Well, the Cavender twins they got a special thing going on the weekend of the Final Four in Las Vegas. Jake's going to be in Vegas April 4th and through the 6th because they got this thing called the Court of Legends where Haley and Hannah will be playing one-on-one at the Bellagio. And they got this thing set up where it's going to be a high-energy basketball competition, the event curated for the championship weekend. In other words, if you're there to watch the Final Four and stuff on the big screens in Vegas or putting money on it or whatever, guess what? The Cavender twins, cha-ching, 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 on the Court of Legends, some secret court that they have built at the at the Bellagio, partnered with BetMGM. So check him out. That's where Jake's going to be.
All right, there you go. There is...
and by the way, Haley and Jake both live in Dallas, for those who are wondering.
Okay. One of the premier jobs in America is open, and there is one person that should absolutely fill it, and I hope to God he does not. That's next here on The Fan.
Take us with you Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on and leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
All right, the sprint is on to Rangers baseball in 30 minutes as they will take on the Phillies. That man, you know he is. He's in 3 Hall of Fames. You better know who he is. It's Chris Arnold.
Got you down.
I'm Will Chambers. I'm in none, so hi. Kevin Walker is in the Pimp Cup, well on his way to a Hall of Fame career.
Pimp Cup Hall of Fame.
It's Elite 8 Saturday. Let's get jacked for that. So pumped to be able to actually watch these games tonight because I have to go back and rewatch or just get as much fill-in as I can and reading on them with, working at night. I finally have a Saturday and a Sunday where I'm going to be able to watch a full slate of an entire round of games.
Out.
So I'm excited. That's tonight. Before we give way here, we'll give you picks. We did so earlier, the betting picks for today. We will give you those again, and then also the ones for Sunday before we give way to Rangers. Well, the biggest news in college basketball outside the tournament is the fact that one of the Blue Bloods, one of the programs where I don't care where you coach, you pick up the phone unless you're at one of the other 3. And that is Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, and the University of North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And they have an opening. So they fire Hubert Davis. And
you can't get out of. Come on, Hugh. You got to win a first round game.
Yeah,
you
know what?
Get out of the first round.
And this is where Fred and I, have such a good understanding and feeling for each other. Same thing for Kevin Hagelin, John Machota. When we talk college basketball, and it's not in any way that we feel that we are like elitism.
Yes,
it's
superior.
Not that.
No,
it's more of people just don't understand. They don't understand that there are the expectations are not unfounded.
Right. It's called historically great programs.
Yeah.
And it's no different than people expect the Cowboys to be in the Super Bowl, even though they don't. It's
right.
How can you just expect it? Because they have in the past and they should.
There's a standard.
Yeah, there's a standard. And it goes with the Yankees and the Dodgers. They better be good.
Yeah, and you know what? And you can make fun of me.
Celtics and the Lakers better be good.
And it's happened all week, and we've done it, and Kevin did, the bracket and stuff, rightfully so, because we were talking after Kentucky lost to Iowa State that I kept seeing all these things, and they were coming from BetMGM. They weren't coming from random Johnny Sports, 24/7, showing the Cowboys, comparison of the Cowboys and Kentucky.
Yep.
And look,
they've fallen off.
That's not totally inaccurate. And that is a problem for us because we do have a standard.
It's a different expectation level. It's just that plain and simple. There's a different expectation level for TCU in basketball versus, Kentucky in basketball.
A title once a decade and a few Final Fours in there. That is what the standard is at those 4 schools. It's not just one. Right. It's all 4 of them.
It's no different than in college football where Alabama, you better have a national championship. You better get a national championship with those 4 years that you're there, coach, whoever you are. You better get it. Meanwhile, Indiana, they just won that. That is man, we're so glad we got there. I can't believe we did it. Can we do another? We'd love to, but it's not the end of the world if we don't. It's the end of the world if Alabama doesn't win a national championship in football in the next couple of years.
Right. Absolutely.
You better.
Or don't look better. I mean, the landscape has changed so much. I think a championship might be... not that I'm disagreeing with you. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there will be a level of understanding that where we are at with college football, that you can't have the type of dominance that they had and then Georgia was having, that it's not possible anymore.
One of the reasons why Nick Saban said, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because the NIL and the portal just changed it all. He goes, I'm not down for this.
So if I'm North Carolina, I pick up the phone and I call...
Coach Cal?
One person.
Just kidding.
No, I call one person before I call another.
Michael Jordan?
I call Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Not for him to coach.
No, do we know, is he because we know who the donors are for all the big donors at all these schools, right?
Right. Yeah, Mark Cuban with Indiana.
Right.
What's his name? Cody
Campbell.
Cody Campbell from Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Yep.
I personally have never heard of Michael Jordan being one of those for UNC. I don't know.
Just looked it up. Michael Jordan supports his alma mater through donations, team buses, and other things to the basketball program. So he doesn't really make it known, but yeah, he gives back.
Okay. Good stuff. I'd be like, Michael, we got to get Billy Donovan.
Oh.
You got to help us get Billy. And guess where Billy Donovan is coaching right now?
Chicago Bulls, right?
The Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
And
he used to be a great college coach.
Yeah. I mean, Florida was not anything of a basketball program, and he won back-to-back titles.
Yeah, this is during the Urban Meyer days, back in those days.
So Billy Donovan, and this was one when Kentucky was getting separated from Cal. I'm like, why would you please call it? Like, what is he doing in Chicago? Now, here's the thing. When you're coaching in the NBA, you're going to big metropolitan areas and really nice hotels, and it's a nicer lifestyle, right? And you're being paid a lot of money there, probably more money, definitely more money. But you haven't won crap there, and it's not his fault at all. You are just mired in mediocrity.
Right.
They have, I don't know what they're doing with their roster. They have been nothing since Derrick Rose blew out his knee. And do you really think that you're going to win there? And I know that people are like, well, you're paid so much money, and this lifestyle I was just talking about. These guys are ultra competitive. Billy Donovan is one of the most competitive guys. We used to hear stories about like his days as an assistant at Kentucky. Drive to the circle, tight circle, drive to the rim, north to south, north to south. He is, I got to think if I'm North Carolina that I could at least have the conversation. Now, he talked before the Bulls faced the 76ers yesterday, said, quote, my main focus is on these guys and this new team. I understand that there's stuff out there, and I understand that there's going to be certain speculation. But I have to concentrate on this group. And really, my focus is on what we're doing here in Chicago, having a game tonight and traveling and go play in a back-to-back, which is the most canned answer that you can have for a coach that's,
Coach speak.
I hope to God this doesn't happen, because if we have another garbage year and we get rid of Pope, that's a guy I want in Lexington. But be that as it may, this guy is the guy. You've got others. There are others.
Wish list.
And this goes to what I was saying before, that unless you are at one of the other three schools, you pick up the phone. Tommy Lloyd is at Arizona.
He ain't going nowhere.
And Tommy Lloyd, in his 5th season, has either won the regular season or their conference tournament in every year but one. 3 in the Pac-12, 2 in the Big 12. He has the best team in college basketball. I think it's the best team that I have seen since 2015 Kentucky. And I'll tell you right now, I don't care. He will pick up the phone to listen to North Carolina.
Yep.
Arizona is Arizona, and that's a really good program.
But
you listen.
It's not a blue blood.
There's been one time where I was absolutely stunned. And I'm going to get it right. Drew. It's not Bryce. Damn, who's Baylor's head coach? I'm having a total brain fart right now.
The current head coach?
Yeah. That was where, because Kentucky was looking at him.
Scott Drew,
sorry.
You knew there was a Drew in there.
I knew it was a Drew. It was one of the Drew boys. And I was like, oh, he and Mitch Barnhart are close and this and that. And he decided to stay at Baylor. I'm telling you right now, that is 1 in a million. It's 1 in a million. And there's reasons behind that. He's at a place that he's very comfortable, very connected to his faith that fits in line with Baylor. There's lots of stuff like that. You do not get that a lot. When Kansas calls, you answer the phone.
You do?
When Duke calls, they haven't called anybody in 40 years. They just looked over and they're like, yeah, you're really good. Here's
the deal. You answer the phone because if you're a competitor and that program hadn't won in a while, you want to be the solution because you know you've got it. In other words, if you're a competitor, you think you can do it. You think you can get it done. You don't hesitate. If they've won and they continue to win and you're going to follow a legend like a Nick Saban or a Roy Williams, you might hesitate. Mm-hmm. But if that team is like struggling, you pick up the phone because you know they've got the assets to provide you what you need to get to get it done. It's just that simple. Oh, by the way, speaking about that kind of thing, we had to tell all the texted in. He must not understand what I'm talking about. He says in all caps, 945, OMG, the Cowboys? They're an effing joke. Historical program? Stop the crap. Hey, the crap is real. Dude, why do you think Cowboy fans are delusional? For the most part. Because they are delusional in the fact of thinking that their program is supposed to be great. It's the most valuable franchise in the world. How is it the most valuable franchise in the world when they haven't made a conference championship this century? Because historically speaking, they are a model franchise and a destination.
214.
You just didn't get it.
Sean Miller's at Arizona. No. Sean Miller's been at Texas. Sean Miller hasn't been in Arizona in 5 years. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Elite Eight. That's we went through the picks, betting picks for today. We'll tell you what those were with Kevin's input because he and I disagreed on one. And then we're going to give you the two tomorrow. That's coming up next here on The Fan.
So, you're ready?
Let's get it clean. 3 rooms, pre-treated, clean, and sanitized for $109. Great value, locally owned and operated. Mention the RJ Choppy Fan Special, and you heard about it on the Fan when you call up 214-37-CLEAN, 214-372-5326, or ZeroResDallas.com.
This segment is brought to you by the Frankels. If you've been injured in a car or truck wreck, call Frankel first, 214 or 817-333-3333. With Frankel and Frankel, there is never an out-of-pocket cost. They only get paid when you win. Frankel and Frankel, the go-to for car and truck wreck attorneys in Dallas.
Nothing more that I love than the program directors on the fan text. Will Chambers, Chris Arnold here one final time with you. Great thanks to Jed Nelson and Kevin Walker for their work today. We're leading you up to Rangers baseball starting here in a little less than 45 minutes, but our coverage with pregame at 2:30 as they're in Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. Jacob DeGrom scratched earlier today, waking up with some neck stiffness. He'll be fine.
The arm's fine.
48 degrees.
The arm is
in
fine.
Philly, so they're like, nah.
He cannot turn his neck to the left today, so leave him alone.
All right, what should we talk about? Football or the Elite Eight?
We've been talking football for a little while. Let's talk about the Elite Eight.
All right, let's talk about the UFL. I mean, football is still going on, Will.
By the way,
are you trying to discount the UFL?
I'll give you a football nugget.
God.
RG3 is going to be on the Olympic team for the flag football.
Oh,
did you hear about that?
Yeah, that feels
He's
about
been
right.
retired for a while, but guess what? Tom Brady found out just because you're a football player doesn't mean you can play flag football. And
No,
so
but he looked pretty good, though.
Yeah, he did, but I'm just
Firing
saying
missiles.
I'm just saying that some of these other guys in the other positions, flag football is a whole different animal.
I think it depends on what the turf is that RG3 is playing on.
Maybe.
He might need to find that out.
I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be on that team in the Olympics, too. I think he was mentioned.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was mentioned.
Active players? Okay.
Speaking of CeeDee Lamb, did y'all see he did an underwear ad for Nike?
No.
I didn't know Nike had underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew they
He did an
that.
underwear ad for Nike, and one of his former teammates left a suspicious comment. Brandon
Just going to tease it with it? Okay.
Got to go online for the payoff.
Earlier, we gave our picks for today's games. 5:09 on TBS and True TV, Illinois and Iowa from down at the Toyota Center in Houston. Kevin, you and I were split on this one. Illinois -6.5. And I just, with the fact that they play in the same conference, the familiarity, I think it will be close. Illinois wins, but I've got Iowa +6.5. You believe this is where today and tomorrow where we start to separate?
Yeah, I think this is where we kind of start to get into the chalk that everybody has been talking about going into this March Madness year.
And I agree to that point. The whole conference thing, I'm hung up on that, which we'll talk about here in a second in the matchups tomorrow. Arizona and Purdue, we are lockstep. This line moved within the last hour because I was seeing earlier Arizona -5.5. I'm seeing now that it's 6.5.
They must have been listening.
Probably. Because I'm known to move some lines.
I mean, that happened to us all the time during college football.
No doubt.
Talked about it. We look at it an hour later. It's like, what the hell?
This man tells no lies, or at least not in the last 15 seconds. Tomorrow, whatever, 1:15 on CBS, the 6th seed Tennessee Volunteers take on the number 1 seed Michigan Wolverines. Now, what you were talking about a second ago is where I see this exactly. Michigan favored by 7.5. What Tennessee has done, what Rick Barnes does there, what is this, the 3rd Elite Eight in a row? Good for them. Good for Chop. I've said it all year long. Arizona and Michigan, to me, were the best teams. Duke, I put them in there as they started ACC play and started rolling. To me, this is a separator. Michigan is just too much. And I think it's going to be a double digit.
Yeah, I have to agree. Michigan, they'll cover double digit. I don't know, but this is one of those games where they are going to separate themselves again, like you said.
Yeah.
And I said earlier.
The nightcap at 4:05 on CBS from the East region. The number 1 seed Duke Blue Devils take on the number 2 seed UConn Huskies.
Dun, dun, dun.
And look, last night with Duke and St. John's, what Caleb Foster did was absolutely remarkable. The guy has barely picked up a basketball in months. And to have that type of game, I thought it was inspiring. It's remarkable. But having to play 2 games in a 2-day stretch, or over a 3-day stretch, I guess, technically, I think that will catch up. I'm going to go with Duke's favored by 4.5. I'm going money line UConn.
What?
I've got -5.5 on ESPN.
Give me...
So it depends on the line you're looking at.
Give me Cambuza and the Blue Devils.
Here's the thing that's interesting about Duke. That Caleb Foster has not really been able to totally develop because of the injury into a true point guard. And, Cam's brother is he's not quite there yet either. They are going to run everything through Cameron Boozer. And how does, I think that is just, that's ripe for the taking for Dan Hurley to coach against.
Interesting. They take that away from him, huh?
Yeah. I think they are the most susceptible 1 seed. So
we're going to find out.
Give me the Huskies. Boy, it's going to be a fun couple of days here. Mm-hmm. It is.
And if you like women's basketball, you can turn on, watch TCU later on tonight. The TCU women, they're taking on Virginia at 7:30 on ESPN. TCU out in Sacramento.
It's already getting ugly, Kevin. Texas women's team, number 1 seed, taking on 5 seed Kentucky. It's 15-5 in the first quarter. Woo. I was not even going to sit here for a second and try to spit out that I think that Kentucky was going to have much of a shot today. Texas is awfully good.
Even though Purdue took us out, Texas is on a roll as a school.
Yes.
Like right now.
Pretty good. All right, once again, Jacob Latz going to be taking the hill today for the Rangers as they take on the Phillies. You might see DeGrom Tuesday or Wednesday, which means we won't see him Friday, if that is the case, for the home opener. But chance to get the first win of the season, the Rangers and the Philadelphia Phillies. It's all coming up next here on The Fan.
This is Ryan Watson, owner of Alliance Hyundai. During the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, we have over 600 vehicles in stock, like the all-new 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. Every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, and owner's assurance. Visit us at AllianceHyundai.net today.
Dax